It started as a revolution where the young people raised very fundamental accounting questions. Those fundamental accounting questions brought about the questions of the transparency and capability of the then cabinet led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto's capacity to lead the country. Out of that, the demonstrations were organic, and the government responded first by saying the demonstrations were being funded by the Russians. That was on record from the official government spokesman. It turned out it was Ford Foundation that was funding the demonstrations. It moved from Ford Foundation. It was brought into the door of the sitting Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Gachagua Rigiji. Out of that line, his supporters, his key supporters, one being Honorable James Mwangi Gakuya and Major Dong, were targeted, and other people were arrested, and also very many young people disappeared that have not been accounted for. Based on that, we moved to court with speed to get interim orders, conservatory orders, and the Lord Justice Mwita has granted the orders to stop the police and any investigative or prosecutorial agencies from arresting, detaining, arraigning, harassing, or stopping the enjoyment and the liberty of the two members of parliament. What we are seeing now is that Kenya never changes. In 2013 and to 2017, there was no such actions that we are seeing. 2017 to 2022, there was arrests and arraignment of members of UDA, then an opposition party within government. They were arraigned, we stood firm, defended them, they got power. After they got power, in 2022 to 2024, the state machinery was turned against Azimio members. We still stood firm and defended the Azimio members, who have now gone to be government. They have turned from being those who are arrested, they are now the arresters. They are now targeting their guns against the internal strife within UDA, where there's one party, one faction led by His Excellency, the President, on top of it, Raila Odinga and his team, and the other party, Gachagua, who is now an outsider. He sits at the same position the Deputy President then, now the President of the Republic of Kenya, was sitting. The DCI has now again been unleashed on these people who are still in UDA, but they are perceived to be outside. We will defend them. If anybody wants to remove Gachagua, if anybody wants to remove, to deal with the Deputy President, kindly deal with him politically, through an impeachment process, through the political process, through systems known by law. We will be putting on alert that any police officer who will be used to exercise powers outside the powers provided for in Article 245 and 244 of the Constitution, forming up the National Police Service Commission, we shall be going against them in their own capacity, in their own names. We shall not be suing the National Police Service Commission. We shall be going into their own names, and they shall not be accorded any representation by taxes paid by citizens. They will have to hire their lawyers, and once they lose, they will have to pay the damages and compensation.